We are. So we're going into game 2 now, and Thormond took game 1. Sorry about the issues that we've been having.
Yeah, so to those who don't know how Conquest works, the person who loses needs to keep his deck, and the person who wins actually swaps deck.
Yeah, and we went with this kind of format just so that there was no really like one oppressive deck that just took out everyone that we didn't manage to spot at the time. So maybe if Yellow Rush was really oppressive and there was nothing that anyone could do about it, it wouldn't just 3-0 every single game. So Thormond switched to a blue deck. Modgnik has continued with his Yellow Rush deck. This deck is running Gabriel Commanders, so what do you think he's included in it?
Well, he's probably got maybe a windfall. Because I mean it's a pretty staple card, and you've probably got a phantasm as well in there. Because obviously
Yeah,
the actually windfall might be a
Windfall
common,
is
I'm
a
not sure.
common, I believe.
Oh wow, so we're gonna have to see blue games without
So
windfalls. That's gonna be
maybe he's
interesting.
running Yak attacks, or maybe he's got some red splashed in here. It'll be really interesting to see. He does have the ruby fish, which
I
where did
think
the
that was from
oh, from the
Spellwell.
spell wheel. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I wonder if this is more of an events-based deck, or if it's going to be more like the blue sevens. My guess would be the events version because you don't actually have access to Windfall or Archons or Beirut. But maybe he found some nice neutral 7 drops or that he could include, with Gabriel Commander being kind of a worse Archon. Modnik picks up
Yeah.
Wingate, so he's just gonna. It looks like he's just gonna play a desert.
Yeah, the problem with this is that with Wingate is that when you normally want to drop it on sort of a neutral tile, so then you're keeping your deserts free, but you need two deserts to play your haste creatures, so it kind of blocks you off in a way.
Um, yeah. So I wonder if he's gonna just not play it this turn and just use the. Oh, it looks like he's going for Windborn. That's interesting.
That's going to be fun. Yeah, five. Well, he's probably just going to play Windborn and hit face, or
Do you think
he
he'll
could
hit
go for
face,
it.
or do you think he'll try and trade here?
I like hitting face there. Yeah.
Queen's
What do
Guard's
you
going to
think
be.
about the Queen's Guard? Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be really nice for Thormund here. And I would guess if he's playing Queen's Guard, he has quite an expensive deck. Um,
Hmm.
Along with having these 7 drops in. And he's going to punish the neutral creature. And this Judge is going to be really big for him. I wonder if he considered saving it for the Warjaks that he saw last game.
Yeah. I mean, there's the Swordsman and there's the Moriaks that we've seen, and there's the sort of big HP neutral creatures.
And we have a
But
um, mythic structure, which looks pretty
hmm,
awesome, I have to say.
yeah.
Modnik chooses to. Oh wow, Hunted Outlaw. This is a bit crazy from Modnik, but he uses the Wingate effectively to get a really strong land here, to deny the Gabriel Commander coming down and hitting into the Orodrem Monk, which is a really smart play.
Yeah. Oh, that unbound was very
Not the
unfortunate for
unbound that
him.
he was looking for.
No.
He just uses the Apex Predator to hit into the Wingate. Modnik has an interesting decision whether he wants to deny his opponent failure by hitting the monk into the cistern, but he chooses to draw a card.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that we saw the Queen's card come down when he's already got a cistern out. I mean, maybe he just wants a lot of area. What do you think about King's card versus Queen's card here?
I think failure is more important when you're being rushed like this than drawing more cards, particularly when you have another taunt in your hand. But if we go back to what we were saying a little while ago, where he chose to use the punishment on the 3/3, if he had it for this hunted outlaw, that would be a huge swing in the game. But because he used that on maybe a lower value target, he wasn't actually able to do that. So
Yeah, I
maybe
mean,
maybe that will be like crucial in terms of how this game actually ends.
yeah, I think based on his situation there and where he needed to get stuff onto board, he had an unbound target. I mean, it just seemed to make more sense to do it, but given that he's already seen Hunted Outlaws, I guess he just sort of weighed up the pros and cons of using his Royal Judge.
Yeah, I'm I'm really struggling to see how he can come back into this game. He's already down at 7 life. Um, I guess the one thing he has going for him is he's going to be drawing quite a lot of cards. The Hunted Outlaw may turn out to be what he needs to get back into it. But he does have to always keep considering the fact that there will be a Zealous coming down at some point. Oh, we imagine there will be
Yeah.
a Zealous.
Yeah, I think we did see them last game. Ooh, that was nice for him.
Yeah.
Was there any way that Unbound couldn't have worked to give him a good 9-drop?
Well, it could have been. This is probably the best 9-drop against Yellow Rush. Because if you've got one creature, particularly when you've already seen a Last Nightmare, if you've got just one creature that can trade into several, you're pretty happy about that. And now Thormond's actually got himself back into a position where you might even say that he's favoured.
Yeah, I mean, looking at that King's Guard, and you just wonder how Modgnik's going to be able to take it out, because it's
Yeah.
obviously got 6 HP.
So neither player is going to have, or Modgnik's. He knows that Modgnik's not going to have things like Wind Soldier or Kalim's Follower. So there's actually less burst in the deck. So while this may, for like a regular Yellow Rush game, this may be a more threatening position. Because it looks like Thormond's stabilized, he might actually have a very good chance in this game now.
Yeah, I mean, that tower is obviously really nice to be able to clear the path for his commander to come down. But what I think is interesting is that he hasn't actually, as far as I can remember, he hasn't procced his commander.
So maybe he's just running it as a 4/2 aquatic creature. Because quite often... oh, Stormspawn and Dream from Spellwill are really not what you're looking for, particularly against Yellow Rush.
I think he got a lot of value off of his commander, though, because he could just set it up down the side to collect straight away.
Do you think we'll ever see this Dream?
No, I don't think the dream will come alive, but
Well,
maybe
if he gets value out of his Gabrian Cistern, it's possible that he'll manage to get the Stormspawn out, and then eventually the Fairy will stack and he'll be able to play Dream.
Yeah, I mean, maybe even Thormond's gonna win before he can have the fairy to play Dream. If you look at Mod's hand, he's just got the 4 neutral rares. He doesn't have an answer to this at the moment. And I think it might be 2-0 to Thormond.
Yeah, this is what it's looking for. These structures are actually just going to block the way for anything that Modgnik plays. It seems like Mono Blue is probably quite a strong deck in this archetype, particularly with the systems. And if it's able to be very competitive kind of neutral yellow rush deck, there's no reason why it can't beat slower decks when it is probably playing either 2 or 3 of these systems. Because there's going to be a lot fewer ways to actually kill off these systems.
There's a daring adventurer just sitting in Thormond's hand. What do you think about that?
That's an interesting one. Maybe this is kind of some sort of anti-rush tech. There we have it.
Oh.
Thormond is going to take
Yeah.
it 2-0.